June, get ready. You're going to your auntie's.
I don't want to go to my auntie's.
You're only going to be there a few hours.
No, I don't want to go there because my cousin always messes with me.
But tell his mama.
Hey, it's LaJune, Mind, Health, and Wellness with LaJune. You guys are not ready for this amazing lady. Her name is Natasha Hall. She's the founder and CEO of Herplum. And when you hear what Herplum does, hey, you're going to be running to go purchase it, ladies. Welcome, Natasha. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Hey, once Nick told me what you did, I was definitely like, that's different. I definitely need, to have someone on in that aspect to talk about that because we're hearing so much about those products and how it affects our body and our health. So if
Right.
you can give a background on yourself.
Yeah. So I am actually a CPA by trade, became a certified yoga master, and now I'm an entrepreneur, leading Herplum to greatness. But I think Herplum actually started a long time ago. And to be honest, Herplum was actually given to me in a dream by my grandmother. And so it definitely means something near and dear to me. Herplum is a feminine hygiene and wellness company that's combining menstrual health and mental health. And so I actually struggled from since I was a very young girl, from the age of 10. I got my menstrual at 10 years old. Struggled with abnormal cells, irregular periods, ended up getting a cyst that I had to get surgery for because it was blocking a fallopian tube. And then I developed fibroids, and I was like, what is wrong, right? And so Herplum actually came from that question. And my grandmother actually seeing me struggle when I was younger, she said, why don't you switch your eating habits and switch your menstrual products and see if that helps? And to be honest, that changed truly the way that I menstruate and take care of my body today. And so Herplum and our products and our mental health support is actually what is near and dear to me because it's what helped me to kind of understand my body and understand the products that I need to use and understand how my mental state is a bit different versus when I'm not on my menstrual. So we actually offer non-toxic reusable menstrual sanitary pads, and it can be used for urinary incontinence as well. And we actually provide all of our customers monthly breathing and meditation to help them connect with their bodies, connect with their wombs, connect with their experience so that they're better able to have conversations with their healthcare providers, right? And so for me, I was able to say to myself, wow, in me doing yoga, in me meditating, in me connecting, now I can feel certain things that I wasn't able to feel previously. And I can go to my doctor now and tell them the specific area, specific feeling I'm having. And then they're able to say, well, maybe you're not supposed to feel that, but if you are, let me send you for example, this test or that specific test, so that I can actually get the help that I need. It's very direct, right? I'm saying, hey, I have this specific problem. Can you help me solve this? And so really Herplum, the whole company is.
And can you kind of talk about the recyclable process of the products.
Yeah, so our products are actually reusable. So you can use it during your menstrual this month. You would wash it either by hand or in a washer machine, and then you hang it to dry and you use it again. And so the focus is to really make sure that one, we're really taking care of our bodies. Our pads are actually made with fabrics that are Oeko-Tex standard certified, which means that they've been tested for over 1,000 harmful substances, just to make sure as the ground, like the foundation is, hey, we want to look for and use materials that are good first. That's the standard, right? And then we layer upon that just to make sure that people feel like safe in using our products. So you can continuously use it. It's good. It's made out of cotton and bamboo. And with using a reusable product, it's actually better for the earth, right? A lot of people don't know that disposable products, it goes into a landfill. And guess what? It takes 500 to 800 years to naturally decompose. And so you're not only impacting your own generation, you're impacting so many generations ahead of you. And so if we can just kind of think of that, hey, we only have one earth, what are we going to do about it, right? How can we make small shifts, small changes, and know that Mother Earth also needs us, right?
Yeah.
So Herplum is also like thinking about that as well.
Okay, so to kind of get a visual, is it like underwear, like a regular pad? What is it exactly?
Yeah,
Because for myself and other women, we want to know what exactly it is that we would invest in.
yeah. So I'm glad that you said that because I do have them here.
Okay.
And so I have two of them. There are two pads today. One is a darker version and the other is a wine color. And so they are pads. And so actually our pads have been redesigned. You see this area in the middle of the pad with this kind of raised area. And so that's actually for something that we don't talk about at all, which is back leakage, where it flows up the back and you're like, what is happening? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so our pads have been redesigned with specifically that raised area in the middle to kind of rest in between your perineum and your anus, just so that no back leakage would happen. And if it does, it's reduced, heavily reduced, right? So our pads are, once you kind of use them, these wings kind of go around the back, right? They clip onto your underwear. So these are clips here. And then after you finish washing them for even dry, there's a hook at the end of the pad. And then last but not least, which so many people are so excited about, is this little pocket. So that flaps over so that when you are storing them in your drawer or, after you finish washing them, you can put them in your drawer for kind of a clean storage. So those are our pads today. They actually have yoga names because I was very intentional about this kind of menstrual and mental health piece. And so this wine colored one is actually named My Normal Flow. And so when you think about that, it's really, hey, my normal is different from someone else's normal. And I should not compare to my experiences, my flow, me as a person to anyone else, right? So think of that kind of like yoga piece. And then this one is actually, I'm actually my family's from Guyana. And so usually we say one word two times for like emphasis, right? And so usually if you say hello, it means, hi, how are you? But if you say hello, that means, did you not hear me the first time, right? So this pad is actually called It's Heavy, Heavy.
Mm.
And so it's emphasized because you may have the day 2, day 3, maybe even day 4 that's super heavy. And those days, your boundaries are, hey, I need a second. I need a moment to kind of rest. I need a second to think. I need a moment to relax. And so think of it's heavy as your boundary, your ability to say no to everything else. I need to take care of myself, but also, hey, my heavy again is different from your heavy, meaning your life experiences, your flow, your way of being. And so again, not to compare your boundaries to someone else's, because you have to see yourself as a unique individual. So that's our two pads. And last but not least is, what does it come in, right? So it actually comes in this cylinder form packaging. And the reason why is because, and it's actually very intentional. Think of a baton, right?
Mhm.
And one woman giving another woman something good that says, because you're valuable at the bottom, right?
Mhm.
It just invokes, hey, one sister to another, one woman to another, one person to another. I care about you. I care about the things that you use. I care about your mental health. I care about you as a person. So really, our products, our mission, and our packaging are all intentional.
So, is it just one pad that comes, or how would someone, so say if someone who, could you mention the one for heavy flow? So, is there something that someone can complete saying, I have heavy flow, or I have normal flow, or I'm in between when I start as heavy? How, how is it determined what type of pad to purchase?
Yeah. So the It's Heavy pad actually holds 4 to 5 regular tampons. And so think of it as an overnight pad. And the My Normal Flow holds 2 to 3 regular tampons. So think of it as like a regular pad. So what we share with folks is, Herplum is all about helping you understand your body, right? And to understand your flow, to understand how do you know, because we're all having those internal conversations when we have our menstrual, right? We know when to change it. We know when, hey, it's been 2 hours on day 2, and so maybe I need to change, versus day 7. It may be, hey, it's so light, there's nothing coming out. I don't really need to, of course I need to change, but I want to make sure that I'm not changing it every 2 hours because it's not needed. I'm using a regular versus it's heavy. And so our pads actually come in, it comes individually, right? And so on our website, we do have, which is herplum.com, we do have one pad. It's heavy. It's for 25, and our My Normal Flow is for 23. But if you do purchase, in bulk, then you do get a discount. So it's more buy more, save more.
So you got me curious. So with that, is this someone's wearing this during the whole time of their period, or are they washing it, putting it back on? Like I
Yeah, yeah,
because with that, I'm just curious of how that works, because it is material.
yeah.
Is it, they're washing it throughout the day? Is it, they take a shower type situation, or is this you're just wearing this the whole time you're menstruating?
Yeah. So you actually, once you wear it, then you would wash it. It does take 24 hours to dry, similar to if you are, washing your clothing. Excuse me, if you're washing your clothing and you do need to hang it out to dry, it does take 24 hours. So we do tell people, hey, if you do have an extremely heavy flow, then, and you need to have enough pads, then we would say, hey, just make sure that you do purchase enough in order for you to be able to support your menstrual flow during your cycle. Um, for some insight, my menstrual lasts 3 to 5 days, right? And for my full cycle, I actually use 5 It's Heavy and 5 My Normal Flows. And that's it. So I have 10 pads, And sometimes I use 8, right? Because some months my period is not as heavy. Other months I use 10, but I have not gone above 10, right? And so again, I do wash them in the shower every day, right? And some folks are like, well, how do I wash them if I'm in the shower? So think of you mashing grapes, right? I tell people that's the easiest way to think of it, or to like not feel like, okay, I have to use my hands with it being soiled. And so while I'm taking a shower, I'm literally putting it at the bottom of the tub, and I'm taking a shower. I'm using my feet to kind of get out all of the soil out of the pad. And then truly, once majority, or like if not all of it, is out, then I use soap and water just to make sure I'm getting any sort of additional blood out of there. And then at the end of my full cycle, I take all of the pads that I use for my full cycle, and I put them in the washing machine on its own for it to have like a full wash, right? And so it's been super easy. I want to tell folks, like, I don't think you should wear one pad for the full day, right? Because it's similar to like when you're wearing a disposable pad. You know that you do need to change it after a certain amount of time. So it's the same thing. The only difference is our pads are, again, made with non-toxic fabrics. And so, again, we want to make sure that people are using safer options.
So with that, if you wash it in the washing machine, can you dry it in the dryer, or is 100% you have to air dry it or hang it up?
Yeah, so we recommend hanging it out to dry, just to make sure that the pad doesn't shrink or lose its absorbency.
Mhm.
So it's super important to just hang it out to dry, just to make sure that everything is good. And so that's, again, we write that on the packaging as well as on the pad of itself. Just make sure hang out to dry. Yeah.
So, what type of material is actually used? Because, people are going to get curious about, okay, is it cotton? Is it polyester? Is it this? Is it that? So, what type of material is actually used for this?
Yeah. So the top layer and all of the middle layers are made with cotton and bamboo. Right?
Hmm.
So super soft on the skin, super comfortable, temperature regulating. So think of all of that. And then the bottom layer, and I'll kind of show you, this kind of back layer is actually made with polyester, just to make sure that we are helping you with any sort of leakage, right? So that's what that back layer is for. But really, that's it. Cotton and bamboo. I would say this kind of pocket is made of spandex, just to make sure that you can like pull that over. But that is actually nowhere near the vulva or the vagina, and so it's on the back. It's closest to the underwear.
So, for someone who goes to your site and they see this and they're looking at that, they want to consider other avenues of services, what does that look like? If you can kind of walk us through that.
Yeah. So once you're and what we call our community is plum bunch. So that just means we're a bunch of plums just coming together looking to heal. And so once you do go to our website and you are looking to purchase, you would purchase our pads, which is the only 2 items that we have on our website today. But then right after you purchase our pads, you will start to receive our monthly breathing and meditation that you can kind of tap into as needed. And so those breathing and meditation videos help you to, wait, how do I breathe? A lot of people breathe with their shoulders, with their chest, right? They don't realize that they need to breathe all the way down into their stomach to make sure that their organs are fully supported with oxygen. So our videos actually help people to breathe as a starting point, right? Your breathing, your ability to manage your breath is how you start to understand your body, right? And then from there, we kind of tap into, how do you connect with your womb? What are the conversations you need to have? How do you tell your body that I love you, right? A lot of people don't even think about that as they're kind of going about their day to day. And so the services that we do offer outside of our pads is this kind of connection to yourself, right? Connection to your experience. Thinking about the words such as like joy. What does joy mean to you? What does it feel like to you? What does it feel like in your womb? Right? So you are getting these additional videos to help you tap into who you are as an individual, right? And helping you to take care of your body, take care of your emotional well-being. And you know what happens after you do that? Then you start to say to your community, oh my gosh, I learned this new thing. I learned how to breathe, right? Positivity and being able to get healthier is actually contagious, right? You want your whole community to be happy and healthy, and just to make sure that we're all kind of in this space of helping each other and using better products and being intentional about our health.
I love that because you're absolutely right. We don't. And we've just been taught as kids, okay, here's a pad or a tampon, and, the period prepares you for having a baby one day, but it's never a conversation of connecting with yourself. How am I feeling? And I think now we as women are having conversations of, oh my God, my period is really heavy, the pain, the frustration, and all of that. But growing up, that wasn't a conversation. For you, it was 10. For me, it was 11. It was literally, I knew what to do because I saw my mom do it. And I put a pad on. And I remember coming home from school and she's like, you started your period? I'm like, yes. She said, you know what to do? Yep. And that was the end of the conversation.
Right, right, right. It's like so fast, right?
Right.
Like same thing happened to me. It was, hey, you got it at 10. My sister got hers at 11. I want to say it was 11 because I was 10. And it was here's a pad, just FYI, you can get pregnant. So here you go, right? It's like, okay. So what's next, right?
Right.
It was just take a pack of pads with you and go, right?
Yeah.
And to be honest, that actually led to embarrassment for me. I remember because I was actually in elementary school, right, when I got my period. And so I was actually given, we called it a period backpack, right? Just a whole bunch of pads in a backpack. And that's what I was supposed to use to go to the bathroom when I needed to change, right? And I remember asking my teacher and it's so I can remember it like till this day. Hey, can I go to the restroom? And she said, no, we're in the middle of a session. And I was like, no, but I really needed to go. And I don't know if you can remember, in the back of an elementary classroom, it was like the cubbies in the back. So you had to go to the back of the classroom, get my bag, and then go to the restroom. So I remember leaving the classroom and a boy like pulled my bag and all of my pads fell out. And I was like, like so embarrassing, right? And so not only did I not have the kind of connection that I feel like I probably needed on more education about what your period means and how you could connect with your body, but I also had this additional embarrassment being in school and a boy doing that to me. And so, now I'm just like, as an adult, I am like an advocate of periods, right? I'm like, let them know you on your period, right? If you are, then it's okay. Everybody should know. It's not taboo. It should be shared because it gives you the opportunity to get the support that you need and for you not to have to do it alone. So
I love that you said that because it was, and it was, it wasn't the conversation of how often it came. it was just like that surprise of, hey, I'm here, I'm Flo is visiting, and it's like, what? So it wasn't that conversation, and just remembering certain colors you couldn't wear because I would stay away from light denim
Right,
and white.
right,
And
right.
those conversations weren't had, and I think what you're doing, it opens those conversations, and how to do breath work, how to really connect with your body, because during that time people are angry because like, oh my god, you again.
Right, right. This monthly thing. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the more and more I was able to tap into when it does come down, saying, "Oh, hi, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for coming." Because when you think about it, if it doesn't come, what does that mean, right? Probably infertility. Excuse me. And so I tell people, when your period does come, are you like, this period again? Right? Okay, so do you want it to stop? Okay, so next month it stops. Now, so it's all about, saying to your body and to, what you really want it to do, as opposed to saying to your body, the opposite. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad that you're here again. Okay. So if your body did stop producing your period, then are you okay with that? Have you gotten to the point where you had children yet? And so just thinking about how our tongue is very important in what our body does and how we show up in the world. So it's just so important to kind of make sure that we are saying things that are intentional, and not just because we don't know how to connect, right? And so that's why we do have this like breathing and meditation, so that people can kind of say, hold on a second, let me take a breath and really, hey, how do I connect with my body? How do I have that conversation with my body, so that, oh, I'm going on vacation. Can you please not come? Because I really
Like, I really want to enjoy, and I have a friend, she says every time she goes on vacation, it comes, and she's like, I feel like every time I go on vacation, here she comes.
yeah, yeah. And it's so crazy because you're like, come on. Like, I just wanted to just have peace by myself. And your period is like, I want to go on vacation too. Yeah, why you want to exclude me? So I tell people all the time, like, just make sure that you are having those conversations with your body, because it does listen,
Oh, that's
um yeah, you're definitely telling your body, hey, I want to make sure that your period comes, you're able to have children when you're ready. And so if you're going on vacation, I want to come too. If you're going to an event, I want to be able to support you there, right? And you're not even thinking of it as, oh, my period, my body is supporting what I want to do. Seeing it as something else, as, oh, you're such a hindrance to to my day to day, right? But it's actually saying, hey, I just want to be a part of you. I want to be a part of your experience. So just having a different thought process, different mindset.
yes, because you definitely, I'm pretty sure you've helped many of women think of it differently. I don't know how they're gonna receive it,
Yeah.
but they like, I can't get in the water now.
Right,
Especially if they got a partner. Oh my gosh, this supposed to be a romantic getaway, and
right. And now you just messed it all up. Yeah.
it all up. So yes, yes, it, and I think that is true because it is you having, even if you say empowering things to yourself every morning, those empowering motivations of I'm beautiful, I'm enough. Why can't you say that when it comes to your overall body? Not just preparing yourself mentally to believe it, but your body needs to feel the same way.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Right. You can't just only give your mind affirmations, right, or positive messages, you also have to give your body those positive messages, right? And so sometimes if you think about it, hey, your mind wants to do something else and your body wants to do something different, right? Sometimes you're kind of stuck in between, hey, I want to go this way or that way, and that's your mind and body saying two different things. But if you can get them in sync, right, then you're having one conversation, right? And not deciding between two. Hey, sometimes it takes a pause to move forward and make the right decisions, as opposed to, and I don't want to say right decisions, because what's a right decision, right? But the right decision for you, right? And so it just takes a pause to be able to say, hey, what is it that I need? What is it that my body needs? What is it that my mind needs? And how can I move forward?
I like that. I like that because, it definitely gives such a different perspective. And to have women to understand that your body needs the same grace, that in those same positive conversations that you're trying to encourage yourself mentally and emotionally. What about physically? So I love that you brought that up. And I also love your connection with yoga with this.
Yeah.
So, can you kind of talk about that?
Yeah. Wow. So yoga for me was, a friend of mine. Actually, she's a yoga master. And I would say, so I've been doing yoga for about 14, 15 years
Oh,
now.
wow.
And I taught for 4 years. But to be honest, I was actually not interested in yoga, right? Back in the day, I was like very guarded, and, I didn't know how to kind of manage my emotions. And my friend actually saw that. And for 2 years, she kept telling me, why don't you come to yoga? 2 whole years. Okay. And I was like, yoga's not going to work. It's just not it. Right. What does yoga have? Right. And as soon as I went to my first class, it was like mind boggling on, like, this is exactly what I need. Right. And so I actually started doing yoga and became a certified yoga master. And I went to, Sedona, Arizona, all the way down to New Zealand, with just doing workshops and making sure I know how to tap into my body, tap into my own energy, and be okay with my experiences. And one of the things that they say in yoga is, my experiences are not me, they're mine, right?
Mm,
And so, yes, we may all go through things, but they're not who you are. They're not your character, right? It's something that you went through, and you're able to learn and unlearn, right? And that's our responsibility. And so that piece that says it's my experience, those are my experiences, but they're not mine, meaning they don't impact my character. It means that I can continuously grow. I can continuously change. I can continuously improve. So yoga is definitely something that's near and dear to me, because I saw how it helped me to tap into my body, and to tap into my experiences, and have like this kind of different outlook on life, on what I'm able to give to the world. And yeah, and to be honest, the many people that I have, taught yoga to, doing classes, it's so crazy, because afterwards, they would come up to me and be like, oh my gosh, like, can you help me with this and that and this? And I'm kind of like, I'm a human too. I don't know. I have all these things. But I didn't realize that I went through all that training, and I learned how to become a master of my own emotions.
mm,
So not everyone has that same experience. So they're looking for, how do I kind of do the same thing? And so my kind of outlook on life is, very positive, very kind of, how do I make sure that I kind of stay grounded, and not kind of go like this all over the place, right? So as I kind of have go through life experiences, I try to stay kind of very even keeled, because it helps me to again manage my body. As you're stressed, if you become stressed, guess what your body does? It tightens up. You're unable to think clearly. You're unable to, be productive if it's at work or family life. And so just my ability to kind of stay even keeled helped me to think clearly, be able to understand what my body's doing. Okay, then I'll say, wait, I need a second to rest. I know when to put these resting moments in my calendar or in my day, so that I'm efficient the next day or the next month or the next year. So yoga has been like like I think the thing that everybody needs because I saw how it changed like my life. But I truly love yoga. Truly love it.
It's funny that you said that. I've taken so many yoga classes because I'm more of the athletic who does jogging and running and
Yeah.
boxing and spin classes. And right now, my body probably does need yoga because I've been in multiple car accidents.
Oh wow.
But it's for me. I'm like, I've done it, and I was so. I think it's more of a mental thing because when you allow yourself to connect mentally to it, because for me, it was like, oh my God, this is so slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that also means that I have to learn to slow my mind and my body down to open myself up to it.
Right. Right. Yeah. There's a lot of hey, how do I, because every day there's this task, that task, talking to this person, that person. But your mind also needs an intentional reset, right? And so that's what yoga offers. It's the ability to say, hold on. I was in a speed car all day, all month, all year, and I've been going 200 miles per hour. And so I didn't even realize that my leg has been stuck on this pedal and I'm cramped in this leg, and my hip is 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 so tight. I didn't even realize it. And that's what yoga does. It gives you the ability to realize the spaces that were tight, that were, not necessarily, massaged or taken care of. It gives you the ability to tap into your body, and to understand, to see where you need kind of assistance and relaxation. So yeah, yoga is definitely like my top exercise to do. But I also am someone that runs. And so last year, I actually ran a marathon, and it was called Every Woman's Marathon. And it was like, oh, first of all, the training. Oh, man. Okay. But it was specifically for me to run for better period products for women.
Mhm.
And so running in Every Woman's Marathon in Savannah, Georgia, and just saying, hey, with a Herplum shirt on and a message on the back, running for non-toxic reusable products, just to be able to share with people that there are other options, right? And we can, if we wanted to, we're all running, we're taking care of our bodies physically, right? So let's continue to take care of our wombs, taking care of our mental health as well. And so I will say running is, wow. It's definitely taxing on the body, but when you're done that marathon, I can't tell you the emotion that I got. It was wow. Wow, I completed this hard task that 1% of the population actually finishes, and boy was it hard, but I felt so accomplished just in doing that. yeah, and connecting with so many women. It was actually really, really great.
That I've never heard of that run before. Is that something that is just kind of a low key type thing? You got to research, or how did you come about that? Because I know so many women who try to find other like marathons, walking or running or jogging marathons for women empowerment or women's health and things like that. How did you come across that?
Yeah. So I actually was doing a search, and I'm part of New York Runners Club, as well as I started to join a lot of the kind of running clubs on, social media. You see, the algorithms are definitely like, let's see what you're doing or what you're searching, right? Nosy. So one day that actually came up, and last year was their first year actually doing that run. And so this year they did it again, but in a different state. They did it in Arizona. Last year they did it in Savannah, Georgia. So it seems like they're doing it in a different state every year. But yeah, it was because I was like just searching for running. I wanted to do a marathon. I couldn't get into the New York City Marathon. And so I trained, and I was like, I don't care what what I got to do. I need to find a marathon because I did all this work and I need a medal at the end to show for it. So so really that's what it was. And when I saw that it was women running all for together for a purpose, I was like, this is exactly the community that I want to be a part of. It feels good. It feels very encouraging. Everyone was like cheering each other on, even to the end. It was just amazing. Amazing. Yeah.
So you have spoken on a lot. And a question I ask all guests: how do you balance your business, life, health, and wellness?
Yeah. I am intentional about all, right? I'm intentional about my rest days, about exercise. I'm intentional about work. So every day I kind of get up and say, let me put myself first. My health is first, right? And so I get up, I make sure I exercise, whether that's walking, doing the insanity workout, going to the gym, or doing yoga. And I say, that's my like self-care gift to myself on a daily basis. And then from there, then I say, what's next for me? Let's make sure I'm eating like nutritional foods, right? I'm putting good energy back into my body, nutrients back in my body for energy. And then I go to my business, right? Because now that I've exercised, my brain is like charged. It's ready to go. So all of the information or tasks that I need to do for my business aren't tasks, right? They become, oh, this new thing, because this is something I'm so connected to and feel that this is my purpose. Like it feels like I'm doing something that's exciting, right? So here goes like my energy that I've given myself at the beginning of the day. Now I'm putting that energy back into myself, right? Which is Herplum, back into the business, back into making sure that people feel connected to themselves. And then there's a certain point of the day that I do kind of relax and give myself a moment to just breathe, even if it's like 10 minutes, just to say, hey, are you okay? Did you do too much today? And to be honest, there's 24 hours in a day. And there's 16 hours that we're, active, right? Sometimes more, right? Because we're not getting 8 hours of sleep. And so for me, it's within that 16-hour day, how can I make sure that I'm tapping into the things that are important for my health, the things that are important for my business, for my community. And I'm also at the end of the day saying, hey, are you okay? So I definitely do an intentional check-in every day. And if there's a point of the day where I feel like, hey, I'm overwhelmed, information is not coming to me like I feel like it should, right? Then I take a pause. Sometimes I'll take a walk, or I'll just kind of sit down and relax, just to make sure that, hey, I'm not overwhelmed. And that's when information comes like naturally, when I'm not overwhelmed. So yeah, it's just an intentional, hey, how do I want my day to go? And I kind of make sure that I take pauses as needed.
And what recommendation, advice would you give to another woman when
Oh,
it comes to mind, health, body
yeah,
overall?
yeah. I'm glad that you asked that question, because I would definitely say lead with courage and remove fear from your day to day, right? So be courageous in how you operate with yourself, right? How you operate in your health, how you manage your health, how you use better products. Because once you instill fear into, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can use a reusable, you hear that anxiety, that I don't know if I can use a reusable pad because because then I don't know if it's going to say I have the same, absorbency as a disposable. The question is it better for your body? Is it better for the earth? So start asking ourselves like kind of better questions, and remove fear from the responses that to lead us to use things that are not beneficial to us or to the earth or to our communities. So I would say to women, like, lead with courage, and remove fear from your day to day, from your decisions, from how you kind of take care of your body, and truly tell yourself, hey, I'm trying to be healthier. And so what is that? What are the things that I need to do? I need to make sure that I am waking up daily, putting some sort of affirmation or body movement into my day. I'm talking positively throughout the day. And then in just intentionally, every time fear comes up, or something negative, you like notice it and say, oh, let me switch my response here, because I was going to go negative, or I was going to lead with fear. So just helping everyone uh, with making sure that they're leading with courage and bravery, and removing fear and doubt from your mind, from your body. And you'll realize that your body then relaxes, your mind relaxes, you make better decisions, and you're able to take care of your body, your mind and your body, the way that it wants to be taken care of. And so once they do that, then I would love to hear all of the responses with, hey, I used to think like this, and I used to use these products, and now I made a shift, and so now I think like this, and now my body's doing that. So I would love to hear folks' responses if they, once they do make that shift. And so, yeah, I would love women to continue to lead with courage and bravery, and remove fear and doubt.
I just want to say I commend you because that's big for, we hear of the honey pot, which actually got bought by, we're not even going to go in that. But for you to come up with something like this, because one of my friends just changed her pads, and she was talking about she felt the difference because of the toxins of regular pads, and she was like, I feel the difference. I don't feel like the toxins are the pain and all that, and we don't really consider
Right.
most of these products are man-made products. A
Correct.
man made these products,
Correct.
and they can't connect with the woman's body.
At all.
So for you to say, hey, let me find something that's healthier, that not only helps women, but also the environment. So I definitely want to commend you in just, believing in yourself and stepping out of fear, because that's big to wake up and say, you know what, I think I'm gonna decide I'm gonna make a product for women.
You know what? I got it.
I think I got it. That's typically because women of color, we get in our own way and we overthink. And
Yeah.
it's like, but what if no, and it's all this stuff that comes up, but you got out of your own way and you were like, I'm not just doing it for me, I'm doing it for so many other people.
Right. And to be honest, my whole community wasn't using reusable products, right? And so when I started using it, they were like, what are you doing? Why are you using that? That's disgusting. And then I was like, it's been 3 months or six, I want to say 3 or 6 months. And I said, well, I haven't bought, any disposable pads. So I'm saving money. Right. And that's where it started. And from there, it went to, oh, wow. So she's saving money. And I was like, and also I'm not getting the sensitivity and the irritation from using these disposable products that I was having before. Now that's not happening to me. So you could try a reusable product that's non-toxic and see the difference that your body has, or you could continue using the things that you're using and see what happens. And so truly all of my girls, my soul sisters, right? They're all using reusable products, aka Herplum. I'm just to be quite clear.
Put it on.
Because
It is what is the cups? I know which is reusable. They dump it and they wash it out and they're using it over and over again.
yeah, so I've used those as well, and for 3 years, and it's a lot of work.
Mhm.
And if that thing falls in a toilet bowl,
Mm.
you are grass.
Mm.
Right?
And
And
I
so
actually had that happen to a friend. I think that thing would have just flushed down that toilet. I'm not sticking my hand in there and get that out.
I'm not
So.
sticking my hand in there, right? And you know what? I had to bring like a whole backpack because now I need water to like clean it, and all the things that you need to make sure that that's like clean before you reinsert it. But also because it's the suction, it was actually like eventually hurting my inner womb, right? And
Mhm.
so just the continuous suction and removing it, suction, removing it just didn't. I was getting more cramps using a menstrual cup than I've ever had cramps in my entire like experience in having my period. And so that was also another reason why I said this blood is supposed to come out, right? I think that's it wants to come out, right? And let me just help it come out by not putting anything in, and then we won't have any problems at all. And so yeah, I've used everything. I've used, of course, disposable pads. I've used tampons. I used to suffer from toxic shock,
Mhm.
which was like, and I didn't even have it in long, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours, and on a heavy day, and it still caused toxic shock for me. So
They changed the cotton in it because I've had a lot of friends who've been using it for years, tampons, and I think it's something in the cotton, or they changed the cotton, or it's an ingredient that's in it. And I've heard a lot of women say they can't use it anymore because they get vaginal irritation.
yeah, yeah. And the thing is why would you want to make that anyway? But who am I? So
We're just women, men decided to make this for us, hey.
I'm like, women, please go to Herplum. Please get Herplum pads. Please make sure that you're using our non-toxic pads and connect with your body so that you can like connect with your womb and make sure that your mental health is okay. Let's kind of remove all the toxic stuff, all these toxic products from our center, right? And when you think about it, guess what? Your core is super important to, your body's balance, but also your womb is important to how you tap into your intuition, right? So you're putting toxins in there. Guess what? What you connecting to? Nothing.
Yeah. And, and when she's not happy, you're not happy.
Right. And when she's not happy, then she's coming on vacation with you when you don't want her there. She's coming to meetings, right? So
Everywhere you don't want her to be.
right. So yeah, the goal is just making sure that people have, again, a non-toxic option, and mental health support. Because on your period, you just need that additional support, to be honest, because it can get hard. It can get hard, right? And that's what really Herplum is trying to do, making sure that women understand their bodies, we're using better products, and we're making sure that our mental health is okay.
So,
Yeah.
can you tell people where they can find you if you have anything coming up, and where can they get her plum?
Yeah. So you can find our Herplum pads at herplum.com and on our website. And now, everyone that watches this video, I'll give you guys a secret discount code for 20% off 2 or more of our pads. You can use Womb Care. That's WOMB space CARE. So again, WOMB space CARE, for you to be able to get 20% off 2 or more of our pads. And once you purchase, again, you'll have access to our monthly breathing and meditation. And so in addition to that, being a plum buncher, which is once you come into the Her Plum community, then you'll receive emails on when we do any events. And then we'll be able to invite everyone via email to be able to attend, and of course meet me and some of the other folks in person. So I want to be able to make sure that people feel connected to the company, connected to our vision, connected to what we're doing. So Herplum can be found at herplum.com. That's HERPLUM.com. And we're calling it Herplum because it's hers, right? It's hers. So yes, that's where you can find us. It will also let you know via email when we do have any upcoming events.
All right, sorry about that. Um, well, thank you, ma'am, and looking forward to having you on again for more events. This is Mind, Health, and Wellness with LeJune. Until next time, thank you, Natasha.
Thank you, LaJune, and thank you, everyone. Talk to you guys soon.